Hey everybody, welcome back. I am bored. COVID made me bored, and today at the table I am playing and continuing my campaign of Terminator Genisys Rise of the Resistance board game. We are actually at the last and final mission, Mission 7, this is exciting. It's my, the first full campaign playthrough that I've been able to record. And if you followed me through the last 6 missions, I've had ups and downs, but either way, I've pressed on forward so that I could continue with the campaign, show you guys what it's like, show you guys the story, read the narrative, and I think it's great. I don't know how many people out there have this board game or maybe thought, oh, it's kind of silly, it's Terminator, it might be based on a bad reboot of the movie, but no, this works for me. I'm okay. If you ignore the movie, this plays very well, and it's got the right amount of action, dungeon crawl, and decision making that I actually enjoy. So from the last mission, which was mission 6, the labyrinth, we got into the underground labyrinth tunnels to find our way to the secret passage that brought us to the time machine. And that's all we know. And I believe this mission will sort of lay the landscape for what John's ultimate goal is. I know we all know, but I'm going on the premise that I'm following the storyline and I don't know what's going to happen. So here we have the map layout. It's actually a little bit smaller than the other ones, which is nice. So it's a bit more confined. You'll see that I've got the players on the board already. I've got John and the Guardian, and as well as we have resistance soldiers. And I have made one small change based on the description of the mission setup, which I'll explain in a little bit. But you'll see we do have some computer terminals out. We do have our supply tokens as well as our waypoints. We have waypoints A through G, I believe, and A through D are face up, which means we got 3 waypoints of unknown narrative that we will potentially be exploring. So from the last mission, because it was a success, the campaign reward was we were able to keep any equipment that we picked up, and we picked up a few, and we also gained an additional rank token per player. So starting with John, as you remember, we have his original marksman class. He's got his sergeant class, which gives him that extra rank token that he can use once per game. And I keep on forgetting his marksman ability, but last time I didn't, so I think we actually got some great hits. He also has his quartermaster ability, which I'd never utilized, and I don't know if I will in this turn. It all depends, or on this game, but it allows him to do a free exchange of equipment without having to expend a interact dice. It also provides an additional equipment slot, which we have equipped with his body armor. He has equipped himself with his plasma shotgun, his level 1, as well as his flamethrower that he picked up from the last mission, and his high explosive grenade. Now, I found that with the last mission, having that sniper rifle severely limited his ability to do attacks because the enemies, the endos and drones are coming in quick, and they were usually within that 5 range, and having a minimum 5 range really put him at a disadvantage, and I felt that he was handicapped. So I've given him something that is at least within range, and something I hope the flamethrower will hopefully be something useful. You'll see that it is pretty powerful because it attacks a whole zone and ignores defense. So that should be really interesting. And he has his 3 rank tokens in addition to his special ability rank token, which he can share with another character within the same zone. For the Guardian, we continue to have his bodyguard class with the engineer class that allows him to increase or decrease a die face value on an interact. He also, I never really used much of it for his bodyguard, but he can take a hit on behalf of another player and absorb that so that the other player is safe. And he has his pack rat class, which allows him to interact. And when he does it with a supply crate, he draws 3 equipment cards and chooses one to keep, assuming that he assigns a dice roll of 4 to 6. And it provides an extra equipment slot, and he's equipped himself with body armor. I feel like the body armor is necessary. We need that extra layer of protection because last time endos were coming in and we were getting hit pretty hard, but we managed to squeeze our way through and also fend off the Commander, T-800 Commander, and the T-1000, which I was really happy about. I think there were a couple notes from that last gameplay that I may have missed, but I I think I was able to sort of put that in the video, just to the corrections on those. And for this one, I've equipped the Guardian with his level 2 plasma shotgun, because that's the only weapon he picked up that was useful. And I think it was helpful to have the advanced med kit, because that allowed him to discard all the wounds from John to heal him, and his plasma canister. There was the stim pack, which I was considering because it was very helpful the last mission, but I decided I might need more firepower and healing in this game than anything else. So he's got his 3 rank tokens. We used up all our rank tokens the last game, and I think that was one of the things that probably helped keep us alive. We've got our levels 1 to 3 weapon deck, as well as our levels 1 to 3 equipment deck. In this game, we also have resistance soldiers, and we've got our 3 resistance soldiers, red, yellow, and blue. They are on the board. I have made one small change, and again, I'll explain that to you in just a minute. We have our reference cards for the computer terminal. You need I believe it's a die face of 6, but I'll go through the mission setup. We've got our blast door reference, as well as our supply crate reference, which is the same. And we've got our enemy pool. So this enemy pool is fairly equally distributed amongst all the colors, so I don't really see a huge difference, but you'll see that it's just a matter of sequence. That's the difference between red and blue, and those would be our T-800, the usual suspects, the HK-8 drone, and the T-72 platform. There is a few additional notes which we'll be using, which is, I believe we are using the enemy surge. And the enemy surge here is the more difficult side. This is a 0 to 3 or 1 to 3, and then it surges, as opposed to 1 to 4 from the previous surge that we had, I think, in mission 5. So it's a little bit different, definitely harder. So now there's fewer surges that can happen, and that surge increases on a dice roll of 6, because if you've noticed on the board, we have the reinforcement entrance Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and Delta. The Echo and Foxtrot are not on the board, so 5 and 6 rolls are not on the board. So on a roll of 6, we would be increasing the surge. So this is mission 7, the time machine. And Kyle Reese would be the one reading the introduction. By now, I'd lost count of how many endos we scrapped, in getting here. Our plasma weapons roared again, their purple beams chopping apart the last defenders of the heart of the base. And then we stood in front of our hard-won target. The huge room was deadly quiet, like all the sound had been sucked away and sent somewhere else. A strong smell of ozone hung in the air, as if lightning bolt had just touched down a second ago. In the middle was a circular platform with a matching piece on top, like someone had created a curved column, then chopped out the middle, leaving the top and bottom. And in the center of that was a strange machine, a small riser, large enough for one person to stand on, framed by a spinning metal ring that was slowing to a stop. The moment I saw it, the weirdest feeling swept through me. Like me and this thing, whatever it was, didn't have a history, but we had a future. We quickly secured the area, but John only had eyes for the platform. "They've already activated it," he said, looking around. "We gotta get working again." Alex stood at the control panel next to the machine, running a diagnostic. "Main power is offline." "Then get it back." The hacker's fingers blurred over the touchpad. "The circuits are fried, sir. I can't activate them." "Then find another power source," John shouted at him. Alex frowned, but all he said was, "Searching, sir." The seconds ticked by, and I made sure the main door was watched by the Guardian and every soldier we had. The machines would want this place back, and they'd be bringing everything they had down on us to take it. Sensing a person nearby, I turned to find John at my back. "What's happening?" "Do you trust me?" he said. I didn't hesitate. "With my life." He nodded. "If we get this thing back online, I'm going to ask you to do something crazy, and I need you to do it." I frowned. "Of course I will, John. You could order me to fight a spider drone naked, and I'd be stripped down before you finish talking." He gave me an odd look. "Good to know." "Found the auxiliary power system access," Alex called. "Activating the startup program. It will be online in 4 minutes and 55 seconds. At the same time, one of our soldiers shouted, "Incoming!" "We have to buy enough time to get this weapon powered up," John said, raising his plasma rifle. "Hold the line," he shouted to our forces. "Slag every one of those endo bastards." No, John Connor, your time ends here. The voice seemed to come from all around us. As we pointed our guns in every direction, a section of the wall peeled away, transforming into a familiar silver figure that stared at us through a pair of ice blue eyes. It began walking toward us. You and the rest of your resistance will die right here, right now. That damn T-1000, I muttered. Persistent SOB, I'll give it that. Agreed, but we can't let it stop us now. Keep working, Alex, John said as he swung his rifle to point at the T-1000. Cover me, Kyle. Okay, so we have the mission setup, mission map, enemy pool. We've got our waypoints out on the map, and we have objectives, 2 objectives. Our first objectives they must be completed in order, is to power up the time machine, and then one of the following 2 objectives must be met. Kyle Reese must use the time machine, and Kyle must stand on the center hex of the time machine where it's located, which would be right here, this center hex. And if Kyle Reese is not being played, all characters must occupy the zone containing the time machine for 3 consecutive rounds. So this is the full area right here where the time machine. So our characters, because I am not playing Kyle, I only have the Guardian and John, we would all have to occupy this area once the time machine is activated. Or the other objective that can be met to end the mission would be to destroy the T-1000. So there are some special mission rules because I was under the assumption we cannot destroy them. So we've got the waypoints out, and we've got our 3 resistance soldiers, and they are with us in the starting zone, and the starting zone is right there. And we've got all our reference cards. Starting enemies. After assembling the enemy pool, each player rolls 2 dice and places enemy from their pool at the matching entrances. Results of 5 and 6 are re-rolled, and you will place the T-1000 miniature in the hex shown above, and he's right there. So he basically formed out of the wall, and he's staring right at us. So that's interesting. That means we will have enemies, at least 2 enemies at each entrance, because any results of 5 or 6 need to be re-rolled. So that's going to be interesting. We're going to use regular 2 dice for reinforcements. We do have the enemy surge, as I pointed out. It's the 0 to 3 enemy surge, and we'll place the token on the 0 space. For each reinforcement die result of 6, it will advance the enemy surge token 1 space. Each time it reaches surge, reset the token to 0 and place the next 4 enemies of your color, 1 at each enemy entrance. I think that's a lot higher than the last enemy surge card we used. So that means that when it does surge, it's going to be quite a few endos coming through. They clearly do not want us to activate or use this time machine. Then another special rule is destroying the T-1000. After the time machine has been powered up, a character can interact with either terminal, so there are 2 terminals, using a die value of 6 to overload one of the power conduits, and those would be waypoints B, C, and D. So B, Bravo, Charlie, Delta over here. And then you would discard the waypoint token. All characters and enemies in the waypoint's hex and adjacent hexes are struck by a massive electrical discharge and are instantly obliterated. Characters are killed, not down, and enemies are destroyed and returned to the enemy pool. If you destroy the T-1000 this way, the mission ends immediately. So if you're lucky enough to get the T-1000 in an adjacent hex to one of those waypoints and be at the terminal and assign an interact value of 6, you destroy everything, including your friends if they're near it, to Kingdom Come. So that would end the mission. So that's one of 2 ways to basically end this mission, is Kyle is in the hex of the time machine for 3 rounds, or the T-1000 is destroyed. Interesting. Okay, so one of the things I want to note is, because we're not playing Kyle, and I think just like last time with resistance soldiers, I'm not treating them as characters. They are allies, and if they get killed, they get killed. They're taken off the board. I'm not going to waste my time or attempt to keep them alive just to meet the objective. However, because I'm not playing Kyle, I'm actually taking this resistance soldier, and instead I'm using Kyle's figure. This is Kyle's figure. And I'm going to treat him as a character. Now, I'm not giving him any special weapons. He will act as a regular resistance soldier using his resistance soldier yellow card. he doesn't die, he gets downed, and I can rescue him. So that's the one change. I don't know if that will work in my favor or not, but I feel like if I have Kyle, then at least I can actually do that objective. And, it's a bit more thematic if Kyle is the one being sent back in time, is to have Kyle in this center for 3 rounds while John and the Guardian protect him. So we're going to play with that, but the blue and red resistance soldiers, they're regular allies. If they get shot and killed, they're out of there. So that's how I'm playing this, a slight modification, hopefully not, and it's not for the sake of making it any harder or easier for me, it's just for the sake of theme. So I just would rather just follow that, because I really don't know if I'm going to be able to destroy the T-1000, and we'll see how that goes. So we've got everything set up. I think I've covered all the mission rules. I haven't done the starting enemy roll yet, so we will do that, and we'll place those enemies out, and then we can choose who to go first and how we want to approach this. So I will be back with that enemy roll to get things going. All right, so I did the initial reinforcement roll that's required by setup. And I have rolled for John first, and he rolled a 2 and a 3. So over by Bravo and Charlie down here, you'll see we've got 2 HK drones. And for the Guardian, we rolled a 1 and a 2, and he's pulled out 2 T-800s, and they are ready at their respective entrances. So at this stage, we are ready to begin. And ready to begin this mission. You'll notice that we've got blast doors over here and a blast door here. So while I feel like this path, because we're trying to get to, I believe, either waypoint C, B, or A. Actually, no, wait. I read that wrong. Waypoints Bravo, Charlie, Delta, those are high explosive, what did they call them? Power conduits. Okay, so if Bravo, Charlie, and Delta are power conduits, then Waypoint Alpha is probably where we're trying to go to, because there is a terminal here. There's a terminal here, but there's no waypoint to provide any narrative. And the objective we're trying to do first is power up the time machine, because Alex has rerouted power, and I believe it's most likely over here. So we're trying to find our way over here. We've got 2 blast doors, which is impeding our way. We do have a clear path along the side, even though it's a bit longer. And of course, we do have the T-1000 that's just sitting there waving hi and saying, come on over. So let's first decide who we want to go first, and maybe try to move through that blast door if we get the right rolls. Okay, let's start that out. Okay, so let's start with John. All right. Okay, this is good, because in order to activate that blast door, we do need a roll of 6, and we do have one. So we got a couple good options here. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is for John, I'm going to have him, let's see, move, shoot, and move, and open door. Or do I just have him get out of there? Maybe, because we do have this HK drone that will be moving in, and let's do that. So let's try to deal with that T-1000 first. So, you know what I forgot? I forgot to get the T-1000 cards. Fortunately, I do have them standing by here. So I'm just going to put this off to the side. His stagger value is on the MK2 side, and you'll notice that it says each time you attack the T-1000, you ignore 1 hit. So that's not going to be good for us. So I've got it off to the side here. I don't know if you guys can see that, just kind of barely. That's okay. And we will put the stagger on the 0 mark, and let's go ahead. So John's going to take a shot, and we've assigned a 6 value, so we get to roll our 4, and we get to ignore 1 Terminator result, and we are aiming for, oh no, we can't. 1, 2, 3, 4, he's out of range. Okay, so let's change that plan. Let's change that plan to assign this to John, and we're going to move him. We're going to move him 2. We're going to use the interact to open this door, because we're going to try to make our way around as quickly as possible. And now I'm going to have John, let's see, where would this be going? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So either way, it's going to be within range, but I think that'll be okay. So let's have John move. Actually, let's have him first assign this dice value to Kyle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's good. So Kyle gets to do two actions. His first action will be a shot on the T1000. Oh, no. And it's just 1. So it takes a 1. And for his second action, he will shoot again. And that's much better. That's 3. 1, 2, 3. So stagger value of 4. And for John's last action, I think we should just try to move him in. Maybe we can have the Guardian stay in this area, or what we can do is assign it. You know what? Let's assign it to the blue resistance soldier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's within range. So he's going to do an attack on the T1000 as his first action. And T1000 takes 2. 1, 2. And he's staggered. And he is stunned. That's perfect. And then what we'll do for this resistance soldier is let's have him move in. Let's have him move with John. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to put him right here. Okay? Because we're going to try to use them to deflect some of the damage that John would take. Okay, so that ends John's turn. It is now time for reinforcements. It is a 5 and a 6. There is no 5, but because we rolled a 6, we increased the enemy surge to 1. So I'm okay with that. So we'll start with this drone down here at enemy entrance Charlie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we know this one's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, actually 6, because it's within range. It's going to shoot 2 at the blue resistance soldier. And it's both misses. That's what we want. Perfect. Okay. Now it is the Guardian's turn. Oh, before we do that, sorry. T1000 gets up and he heals. 3. 1, 2, 3. Stagger value of 3. Okay, so now it's the Guardian's turn. And we want the Guardian. Well, let's see. We'll see what the Guardian can do. Okay, so Kyle's already done his move. So the Guardian is going to move, I think, actually his range is 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's out of range. The T1000 is out of range, so we're going to go ahead and position ourselves. 1, 2, 3, 4, right here. 1, 2, 3, 5. No, I can only move 3. So where was I? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're both out of range. That's not good for me. That's okay. We'll move 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We will take our 6 dice face, and we're going to use our plasma shotgun. It's a range of 4. The T1000 is in range, and because I'm assigning a dice value of 6, I get to ignore 2 results, 2 Terminator results. That is 4. 1, 2, 3. It gets bumped back, and he is stunned. Okay. And now, my other dice, I could move and shoot that endo. We know this endo is going to move in and possibly might get within line of sight of the resistance soldier. Or we could move the red resistance soldier to do 2 actions. And maybe sweep this way to help John out, and maybe the Guardian can deal with this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I just wish. I think it's too early to drop my plasma canister. So I will move the Guardian 1 position right there because I want him. Actually, you know what? I don't have to, because let's see. When an adjacent character would take a wound, you may instead take it if you do refresh one of your ranked tokens. I like that. But instead, I'm just going to assign that one. I'm going to assign this 4 dice face to the red resistance soldier. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he does have line of sight of the HK8 drone. Yeah, that's the line of sight, and it's within range, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because he has a range of 6. So technically he could shoot and then move, or I can keep him in this position to help us. So let's do that shot first, and let's see how we do. So he's going to shoot 3 onto that HK8 drone. If I moved him in 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, he would not have line of sight of the of that endo. So let's shoot the HK drone. And HK drone dodges 1, but has a defense of 2, so this one is actually dead. Okay, so that ends the Guardian's turn. We now roll for, we're going to roll for reinforcements. It is a 1 and a 5, so there is no 5, and the 1 is all the way over here with my favorite friend. Okay, so let's activate. Let's start with this T800 over here. He's going to move 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I say he has line of sight, because from this corner of this hex to the hex of the resistance soldier, that's in there. So he's going to shoot 3 at the resistance soldier. Resistance soldier takes 1. And I have forgotten my wound markers, but they're right over here. So the red resistance soldier has 1 wound. Sorry, blue resistance soldier has 1 wound. And the next thing we'll do is we will activate this endo. This endo doesn't need to move. It's a clear line of sight to the Guardian. And it will shoot also for 3 with 3. Oh, okay. So is John in the same zone? John is not in the same zone as him, so he cannot use his special. So the Guardian is going to take 2 hits. Now we could do a reroll and see what happens, but that's okay. I think I'm okay with that. So that basically will remove the body armor on the Guardian. The T-72 does not have to move because with his range, we'll already have line of sight of the Guardian. So it's going to roll 2. It's going to attack twice with 2 dice. First one. So the Guardian now is going to take 1 wound. And the second, another wound. Okay, so the Guardian is taking the hits for Kyle. We don't want Kyle dead. We're going to try to protect him as best as we can. Mind you, we can still rescue him, so it's not end all be all, but we'll do our best. Okay, so that ends the round, and we are going to grab our dice and prepare again. So I think once again the T1000 gets up and heals 1. Okay, so we could start with the Guardian, because, well, he has a -3 move. He can only move 3. 1, 2, 3. Kyle would be in range, but the Guardian, can rescue him if necessary. Or we start with the Guardian, take out some of those, and then move him to attack that endo. Once he moves in, he would trigger Waypoint Bravo, because I think... Oh, no, it wouldn't trigger because there's the line over there. Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's start with the Guardian. Let's start with the Guardian this time. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Okay, so with the Guardian, he has range 1, 2, 3, 4. He can definitely take that one out. Let's start by assigning the 4 dice to this resistance soldier. And he has line of sight, because if the Endo had line of sight of him, he has line of sight of the Endo. Yes. So we'll do our first shot on the Endo. Hopefully this is a good one. Nope. It requires more than that, and he moves in 1. We could do a second shot. Let's do a second shot, and that's enough. So that one takes that Endo out. The next thing I'm going to do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we'll assign this dice to the Guardian, and we're going to move him 1, 2 into cover, and then we will assign this dice to attack the 1, 2, 3, 4, the T-72 platformer, and that's with 4. And I'm choosing him because he gets to do 2 attacks on the Guardian, and that is more than enough. So this one is gone. Okay, and then for his last dice, we're going to use this on Kyle, right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He has range of the T-1000. He can do 2 actions. His first action will be to shoot, and he's shooting with 3. All he needs to do is get 1 hit. And he does. He gets 1 hit. That's enough to stun the T-1000. And for his second, I think he should move. He's going to move 5. 1, 2, 3. He's going to stay over and have this resistance soldier maybe shield him. Okay, so that ends the Guardian's turn. I should have done a rest on the Guardian, but that's okay. So now we're going to roll for reinforcements. We get a 1 and a 4, and we definitely have those rooms. So we have another 1 and a 4, which is Delta at the bottom over here. Can you see that? It's right down there. And we're going to activate. So no reds on this side. Endos are going to start first. They don't need to move. Guardian's within range. He is in cover. So the first Endo closest to him is going to take a shot. And it's all misses, but he would have defended. And the second shot from the other Endo is all misses too. Oh, excellent. This one's going to move 8. Which is the fastest way? I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No one in range. And now the T-1000 gets up, and he's going to heal. He heals 3. So stagger value of 3. All right. So now it's John's turn. John's going to roll his action dice. We got to start moving him as quickly as possible. Okay, what we're going to do is let's... so that resistance soldier shot twice, right? Okay, so he can't move anymore. So John's going to move. He's going to move 6. 1. Oh, sorry, this looks like it's a little off. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he'll move right here, right beside, and we are triggering this waypoint, which is Waypoint Foxtrot. We don't trigger Bravo because it's not within the zone, so I don't know what that is. But we definitely trigger Foxtrot, which says, plasma fires seemed to come from all directions as I dove behind a half-melted wall, right next to 2 resistance soldiers. "They're coming at us from all directions, sir," one of them shouted. "I know," as I poked my MK2 out and cored a T-800's head. "I've been dusting them all day." Just then, there was a strange noise from over our heads. I glanced up to see 3 bipedal forms plummet down from the ceiling, landing among us with thuds that shook the floor. I barely had time to aim my rifle at one of the advancing T-800s. "Now they're coming at us from all directions," I shouted as I began firing again. "Replace the waypoint token with the next 3 enemies of your color in the enemy pool. One must be placed in the same hex as the waypoint token. The other must be placed in any hex adjacent to the first." That's fine. As long as it's not a commander or a flamer, I'm okay with that. So the next 3 in my pool, it would be this one, and then beside and adjacent would be him, and a T-72 platformer. Okay, let's see. Okay. So let's see. Are they all in the same zone? Yes, these four are all in the same zone as John. Well, lucky that John has a flamethrower. So as the flamethrower states, I don't know if it's better to see it here. You roll two attack dice. For each hit result, you deal 1 wound to an enemy or character. Okay, that's fine. In your zone, I'm assuming it doesn't include John because he's the one shooting. And within line of sight, ignoring defense. So the question is this T, so if John is standing right here, his hex is right there, he does have line of sight of this particular T-72 platform. He has line of sight of for all of them. Okay, and they are all in the same zone and line of sight. Okay, want to start with that first? My other option is to drop a grenade in there, but I don't think I'm going to do that. So I think what I want to do is I want to assign that. It doesn't matter what value I assign. I'm going to assign a 1, my 1 dice. Okay, so I'm rolling 2 attack dice. I'm using my flamethrower, and here we go. Okay, so I'm going to use one of my rank tokens because we ignored defense. Oh, actually, you know what? That would work, right? Because they all take 1 to kill, and I'm ignoring defense, right? For each hit result, deal 1 wound to an enemy in your zone, ignoring their defense. So in one sweep, boom, 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 because they all take 1 hit to kill. So these are all gone. If I'm not reading that correctly, guys, let me know, but it's a flamethrower, for crying out loud. I should be able to melt their faces right off. Otherwise, I would have used a reroll, my rank token to reroll that. Okay, so that leaves me with this, in which case I'm going to move John 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. We'll keep him there, and this last dice I'm going to assign to the red resistance soldier. He is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's going to move first. 1, 2, 3. And he's going to, as his second action, shoot that T-1000, and I hope that this works. Oh, beautiful. So that's 4. 1, 2, 3, and it's staggered. It gets bounced back 1, and it's stunned. Awesome. That was great. Okay. So now that ends Jean's turn. We are going to roll for reinforcements. Okay, it's a 3 and a 4. We definitely have 3 and 4 entrances. So number 3 is right here, and that endo is going to go for John, and number 4 is over here. So we don't have any other blue enemies on this side. It's just these two. So we'll start with this endo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so John is already within range. It does not need to move. It's going to roll 3 dice for attack, and it hits him once. John's going to use his special rank token to ignore 1 wound. And then this drone's going to move in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, because it can't land in the same spot as this one. And that ends around. T-1000 gets up. He's going to roll to heal 2. 1, 2. And that's it. Oh. I've been forgetting about his MK2. I think I'm okay because in my previous attacks on him, even ignoring 1 hit result, I believe I still would have staggered him. But sorry about that, guys. I'm just so used to the MK1 side, so I will try to remember that. So I have to ignore. It's 1 less for every attack. Okay, we'll try to remember that. Sorry about that. We're going to collect our dice, and we now need to decide what we want to do. I think that the Guardian should start off again. And because there's quite a few, and we can take out some of those endos over there, perhaps move to the supply crate, and let's get Kyle. Okay, so let's start with that. Let's start with the Guardian again. Not the greatest. but I think I can work with that. So I'm going to assign this dice to the red resistance soldier who is in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he is within range of the T-1000. He's going to shoot for his first action. Okay, we're ignoring 1 now. So it's going to take 2. 1, 2, and perfect. It is stunned. Okay, so as his second action, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and I believe that HK drone is within his line of sight. Oh, that's close. From that corner, sorry, let's move this out of the way. From that corner of that hex to the corner, yeah, sorry, I got shaky hands here. Yeah. Second action for the red resistance soldier would be to aiming for that HK drone, and the HK drone ignores or avoids 1 but takes 2, so this one's gone. And now the Guardian wants to move 2, 1, 2. Let's move in 2. I'm not sure what Waypoint Charlie is, but let's have him move 2. Sorry, move 2. Or should he stay here? No, you know what? We'll have him rest. We're going to have him rest and remove 1 wound. And his next action will be to take a shot on one of those, the first endo closest to him. And let's see, that's enough because it's 3. So this one is dead. And he will use his final dice for another shot on that other endo. Here we go. And that's more than enough. So that one's dead too. Okay, so that ends the Guardian's turn. And now we roll for reinforcements. It's 2 4s. And that's 2 HK drones at the bottom down here. Okay, so we're going to activate, and these ones activate. There's no reds on the board outside of here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, not in range. Sorry, it's a little crowded over here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or he'll be right here. Okay, so they're moving in. T-1000 gets up. He's going to heal. Oh, he's going to heal all 6. Okay, now it's John's turn. Now, because we've used this resistance soldier already, the only person left to defend this area is Kyle, but I don't want him injured, but we'll see what we can do. Okay, so that's a 4, and a 5, and a 2. Okay, so we definitely want to take this one out because we're so close. We do have a 6 to open that door. Okay, so let's try this. Let's try to move in. It takes 2 movement points to move into here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's good. So let's use this one. We're going to use our 5 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm adjacent to the door. I'm going to use this number 2 to use my flamethrower. And I'm going to roll 2 dice. All I need is 1 hit. And that's enough. The 1 hit avoids his defense and fries his face off. There we go. Oh, it smells like chicken. The 6 die, I'm going to interact to open this blast door. And that automatically, because it was separating the Waypoint Alpha with this side, it is now 1 zone. So now we are reading Waypoint Alpha. Come on, Alex, don't let us down, I shouted as the Guardian and I retreated from the T-1000, both of us trying to keep it away from John and the hacker long enough for him to get the weapon back online. Beside me, one of our soldiers blasted at the damn liquid metal endo, which took the plasma shots in stride as it kept coming for us. Almost there. Alex was typing so fast his fingers could no longer be seen. Just another minute. Right now, that was an eternity. But I was determined to give him as much time as I could. I kept giving ground to the Terminator. With every hole I shot through it, closing up almost instantly. And just when it seemed like we couldn't stop it, all systems online, I heard Alex shout. We're green. Kyle, get over here. John bellowed right after him. Interact with the terminal in this zone. using a 6 die face to restore power to the time machine. Once the time machine has been powered up, complete either final objective, which is sending Kyle back or destroying the T-1000 to the end of the mission. Okay, so we need to interact with this with a 6. We do not have another, so it's going to be one more round. And as I understand it, Kyle has to be in here and survive 3 rounds of torture. So that means, well, that means we're going to try to do what we can. Okay, so I think because, well, we know this T-1000 is going to be in for it, so he'll be going after this resistance soldier, and as of right now, he has full movement and full attack. We could move Kyle in to at least mitigate some of that, and then on the next round, have John go in to interact, and he'll at least be a bit closer. So if we move Kyle in, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So we're going to assign this value of 4 to Kyle. He's going to move 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, one more right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he's going to shoot 3 at the T-1000, and I hope for a really great roll. Now, I'm not sure how this works, but because I'm commanding Kyle, I should be able to use a rank token if I need to. So, okay, I mean, I don't think that's going to get any better, so I will take that. So he takes 2 hits. I'm not going to use my rank token on that, and that means it's done. So we end John's turn. We are now rolling for reinforcements, which is, oh, we increase surge to 2, and entrance 2 gets a blue. Entrance 2, where are you, entrance 2? Right here. Okay. So now we activate. So first will be this drone, and who's closest? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's equal distance, so it's going to move here. It is equal distance to the Terminator and the red resistance soldier, but in this case, it's going to target the Guardian. So it's going to attack with 2 dice, and all misses. And then this one's going to move in 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and attack with 2 to that resistance soldier, and they're all misses as well. That's good. Now the T-1000, because he's on stagger value 2, he has -1 move. No, I think I hit 2. He ignores 1, that last one, so he's actually at stagger value 1, and it's still -1 move. So he can only move 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're equal distance. I'm going to have him go towards the resistance soldier. 1, 2, 3, 4, because he wants to be adjacent. And then you add +1 Terminator face to his attack. So he attacks with 2. Here we go. Okay, so he does get 1, and we add a second one to that, so he takes 2, and that means the red resistance soldier has perished. He is dead. Kyle, you left me. Okay, and now it's going to roll for healing. And it heals all 6, so it's back to 0. Fantastic. This T-1000. Okay. Now, one other option is to try to lead him out here and then try to activate. But as long as someone's in this terminal, but John would be at that terminal, he might be able to do it. That ends the round. Let's collect our dice. Okay, so I think let's oh man. Okay, so who are we going to start with? Let's start with John. If John can get here, no, that doesn't make sense. Does it? Or do we want the Guardian to go first and try to get Kyle away with him to Waypoint Charlie? But then how do we how are we going to time that? I think that's just too much of a gamble. I think we'll start with the Guardian and try to push back the T1000 as much as we can to buy some time. Okay, let's start with the Guardian. We're going to start with the Guardian. And here we go. Okay, that's not a great roll. Is it enough though for me? Is it enough? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And I might be able to do some heavy damage here. All right, let's stick with this for now. I'm gonna go with this for now. And I can't remember what that was. Sorry, I think it was a 2 or a 3. I think it was a 3. I think. Sorry. Well, you know what? It's a very little effect. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I'm going to assign my 5 to my plasma shotgun. 1, 2, 3, 4. The T1000 is in range, and I get to ignore 2 Terminator results. So I get to ignore those 2. I am pulling a rank token on this one because I'm going to reroll that. Now, I'm not sure if I get to choose what I get to reroll, but I'm going to reroll everything. I wasn't sure what the rules are on that, and not any better. So this Terminator is going to take 2, 1, 2. And then I'm going to take a second shot with my plasma shotgun on him. And it takes only 1. That's not what I want. You know what? It's okay. That takes 1. Okay. So now I'm going to have Kyle shoot as well, and he's going to shoot 3. And the Terminator takes 1 more, so he's at stagger value 4. And then the Guardian is going to discard his plasma canister. I'm going to discard my plasma canister. I take back the 2 dice that I put on my plasma shotgun. I re-roll them. I get a 4 and a 2, and that's okay. And now I'm going to shoot the T1000 one more time. I get to ignore 2 Terminator results, and he takes 2 more. 1, 2, and now he's stunned. Okay, I'm okay with that. On John's turn, it's going to be a little bit of trouble. So I think the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move the Guardian out. 1, 2. And then for his last action, he could either take another shot or he can rest. And I think I'm going to take another shot. And I'm going to try to take that HK drone. So a shot on that HK drone, which is more than enough. It does dodge 1, but that's enough to take it out. And that ends the round. So these 2 HK drones are going to be coming in, but they will be attacking the Guardian. And I'm going to be okay with that, I think. And we'll see what happens. Okay, so now we're going to roll for reinforcements. It is a 3 and a 4. So 3 is all the way down here, right beside John. And 4 is the T800, or sorry, T72, which is down at Delta. And let's activate. So let's start activating with the endo over here. It's going to shoot 3 at John because John's right in front of him. And it takes 1. John will use his special rank token to avoid 1 wound. And then the next thing will be this HK drone, 1, 2, 3, and it's going to attack for 2 dice on the Guardian, and it's a complete miss. This one's going to also move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and shoot the Guardian. Miss. This one's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, and it has no line of sight of anything, and the T1000, he's going to get up, hello, and roll for 3 health. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. John's turn. John is going to roll, and I'm going to spend a rank token to re-roll that because I really do need a 6. So close. I think the Guardian should have been down here with his pack rat ability. Darn. Or no, his engineering ability. Okay, so I'm not going to waste another rank token on that. What I'm going to do is I'm first going to attack this flamethrower with, this T800 with a flamethrower, and hopefully I get a rock. Yeah, that's more than enough to wipe his face off. Next thing I'm gonna do is, let's see. You know what? For the sake of argument, let's move 3. We're gonna move right here. That's 1. And then we're gonna assign the dice value of 4 to check out that supply crate. So I'm interacting. We're gonna draw 2 equipment cards. We get a signal jammer. Ooh, signal jammer and another weapon. So we're gonna search the weapon. Search this card, discard this weapon card, weapon search card to draw a card from the weapon deck. So we're going to draw 1 card, and it is a heavy machine gun. Range of 2 to 8. Attack with 4 dice, 1 slot for the attack. If you assign a 4, 5, 6 after attacking with this weapon, you may make a second attack against a target within range. That seems better. I mean, is that better than the flamethrower? No, that flamethrower is pretty awesome. So I will take the machine gun, and I'm gonna put it in place of my plasma shotgun. So John is giving up his plasma shotgun for this machine gun. Okay, and now I have. So I took 1, which means I discard this one. And do I get to keep this one? I don't think so. This was a signal jammer. Before rolling the enemy reinforcements, discard this card to change each die roll to any value. Oh, that would have been nice too, but that's okay. So his last dice is 5. 5 can be assigned to this resistance soldier. This resistance soldier is going to move. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, he's within range. He's within range and line of sight of that T. Or is this? No, this is blocking, right? Because it's red. So does he have line of sight? I'm going to call that a yes, but no, that's okay. So let's move him 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then because I assigned a 5 value to him, he gets to do a second attack, which will be with 3 dice on the T1000. Okay, it avoids 1, and it takes 2, so it is now stunned again. Ooh, yes. Okay. Okay. That ends John's turn. He can't do anything else, right? Yes, that ends his turn. We really need a 6 down there. Gotta turn on power on that time machine. I don't know how much longer this can hold out. Rolling for reinforcements. Oh no! Rank token. I'm using a rank token to re-roll those 2. Because I can. Come on! So just to let you know, guys, when I play board games, I have the worst luck when it comes to rolling. Who gets 2 snake eyes in a row? Not snake eyes, sorry. 2 double 6s in a row. Oh, gosh. Okay, so that immediately moves to surge because we move it once and twice. We are now surging. We take the next 4 in our enemy pool and we place them at each enemy entrance. Okay, so we'll start with 1, 2, T800, 3, T800, HK8 drone at 4, and now they all activate. Okay, let's start around the board here. So this T72 clearly has line of sight of the Terminator. It's going to shoot twice. So the first one is miss. Second one is a hit, and he takes that wound. Then this HK drone is going to move in. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's going to shoot 2 on Kyle. Oh. I could use a rank, but it's okay. So as of right now, Kyle is downed. Sorry, downed, not out, but he is down because I'm treating him special. Okay. This one's going to move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's going to shoot John, the one at the bottom here, at entrance Charlie with 3. John's going to already, did he use his ability already? I can't remember. Yes, I think he did because there was one down there. Actually, I don't remember. Doesn't he have his special? Did I use it already? I think I forgot to undo it this turn. So yes, he's going to use his special to avoid 1 wound. And then we left with this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No one in range. Okay. T1000 is going to get up, and he's going to heal 3. Stagger value 3. All right. We reset, start over. And I think we could do the Guardian first. We can, because the Guardian can at least get Kyle back up. And he might be able to do some help out a little. Okay, so we're going to start with the Guardian. And I'm going to use one of my rank tokens to re-roll, and I'm only going to re-roll these 3. I think, I'll check the rule book, but guys, I'll re-roll all 4. I'm not going to be greedy. Okay, that's better. I'll take that. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I'm going to use my 1 movement to move over here. Actually, no. I need more than 1. Darn. Well, I will first shoot the T1000. I get to ignore 2 results. Did he heal? I think he did. He did. Okay, so this is actually quite nice. So it's going to avoid 1, and it's going to take 4. So it takes 4, it's going to get knocked back, and it's going to be stunned. The second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move to be adjacent to Kyle, and I'm going to use this one to rest and bring him back, and I remove 1 wound from his card. And then on top of that, I'm going to use the value of 6 on Kyle. He gets to do 2 attacks, and he's going to shoot both of these drones. So first shot is more than enough. It does dodge 1, but that's enough. And then his second shot on that other drone, it's within range. Oh. I can't imagine that this computer terminal is blocking his line of sight. I can't enter it, but it shouldn't be blocking line of sight. Ruling? I don't know. It's not a wall. It's a computer terminal. I know I played it this way with the resistance soldier, so that's why he had to come in. But I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. It shouldn't be blocking my line of sight. No, I think I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it line of sight. I can do it. So I'm going to shoot that other HK-8 drone. And it doesn't matter anyways because it dodges 1 and nothing happens. Okay, so that ends the round. Sorry, that ends the Guardian's turn, excuse me. And now we roll for reinforcements. We've reset the enemy surge back to 0 from the last time. And we get 2 5s. Ah, finally. Not bad. There are no 5s, so nothing happens. So these are all going to activate. 1, 2. It's going to shoot at the Guardian. And it's a miss. This one's going to move in. 1, 2, 3. It doesn't have line of sight of anything. T1000 gets up, and it's going to roll to heal. And it heals 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a stagger value of 2. And it is now John's turn. Come on. We have got to activate. Rank token. My last one. Well, my second to last one. I got to get a 6. Okay, I have a 6. Perfect. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move in, one. I'm going to move in one to get into this zone. I'm going to use my other one to do the flamethrower. 2 dice, and that's enough. So I melted his face. And then I'm going to move 4 to be beside the computer terminal, and I assign a 6 value to my interact to interact with the computer terminal, which then activates the machine, right? Interact with the terminal in this zone using a 6 die face value to restore power to the time machine. Once the time machine has been powered up, you can attempt to complete the objectives. Okay, so we now have it powered up. The time machine is ready to go. Kyle must use the time machine. Kyle must stand in the center hex of the time machine. So he must be right here. So I don't have any more dice to assign, but the round is over, or the turn is over for John. And now we're going to roll for reinforcements. And it's 2 5s again. Perfect. Okay, really lucked out on that. So we'll start with, we'll start with this HK drone, which is equal distance, and we'll have him shoot at the Guardian. And the Guardian avoids and ignores 1 terminal result with his special. We'll use this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it's going to shoot twice at the Guardian. First one, the Guardian does take the hit. So he takes another wound. And then a second shot takes another wound. Oh no, this is not gonna be going well for me. Come on. Okay, and then this one's gonna move in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's gonna shoot at the Guardian, and it's another hit. Oh man. Okay, so the Guardian has all his wound slots filled. This one's gonna move in. 1, 2, 3, 4, and yes, it would be the Guardian within line of sight. Oh man, okay, so it's shooting 3. Okay, so this would be the last hit that the Guardian would suffer. Now I could use the reroll, but I don't know if that's going to make a difference, given my luck. So if the Guardian's down, it's up to John. All right, let's try that. So the Guardian is down. Okay, he took 1 for the team. Okay, so now we've activated all the blues, all the endos and HK drones. Now this T-1000, he's at a stagger value of 2, so he loses 1 movement point, but it doesn't matter. He's going to move, you know what, just for the sake of argument, he's going to move right there. He gets to attack with 2 on the blue resistance soldier, and that's enough. So the blue resistance soldier has perished. Okay. You know, even if I wasn't playing Kyle as a character right now, I still need John and the Guardian in this zone. So I think it's just equally as difficult. Okay, so we reclaim our dice. The round has ended. The Guardian is down, which means we are starting with John. And I know what's gonna be happening after this. This is really bad. Okay, so John, we need to, the T-1000, I forgot, rolls to heal. He heals 3, so he has that stagger value of 0. And we're rolling John for his dice. Okay, I think I'm okay with that. Now we can move John as quickly as we can inside, or we can give Kyle maybe a little bit of an advantage by doing something. Kyle can't help the Guardian up, so we're going to move 6 first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can move 6 again. That would get us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Am I in the zone? I am in the zone. Okay, So I'm going to move another 6. We want to quickly get in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'm going to assign this dice value within range. That might be better. 3 range, 1, 2, 3. That's not going to do much. Equal to the result in the hex or adjacent hexes. That doesn't do me any good. Okay, I'm going to use my flamethrower. Roll 2. Beautiful. These two are in the same zone, so these are dead. Right? In the zone, yes. And then this last one, I assign to Kyle, who's going to shoot the T-1000. He only gets 1 shot. It's not going to be much, but it's better than nothing. And that's 3. It ignores 1, so it takes 2. So stagger value of 2. Now, would it have been better to move him? Should I take that back and move him? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? And have the T-1000 come after me? Because we know Kyle's going to go down. All right, well, we'll see what happens. We'll continue that. So that's it. Now we roll for reinforcements. Okay, so it's a 6 and a 4. We increase surge 1 and 4. Thank goodness is all the way down here. And now we activate. So this drone is going to move 1 and it's going to attack Kyle. And it's a miss. This one's going to move 1, 2, 3 and it's going to attack Kyle because it's within range. And it's a miss. This one's going to move 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nothing happens. T-1000 is adjacent. It's attacking with 2. It doesn't need to move. Oh, yeah, it's a miss. But he does add that extra 1, so Kyle takes 1 wound. Oh, okay. Now, the problem is I still have to do the Guardian's turn. So the Guardian's going to roll, and my luck right now would be is if I get all 1s. Okay, oh, I have 2 1s. So in the rule book, you can assign values of 1 to anything except healing yourself. So you can't rest. So this is really good. So I can actually shoot. I can actually shoot because it's kind of like he's down and he's got his gun hanging up and he's like pop, pop. He's shooting a couple shots away. So what we could do is we could use this to shoot this drone because we know it's going to activate. Did I just move all of them wrong? That was all red. Oh, darn it. I did it all wrong. I activated the wrong color. It should have been this one and this one that activated. So this one should be back here. I'm sorry. How did that happen? How did that happen? And this one would be here. Wow, I'm losing my marbles. That was John. He rolled a 4. This should be this instead. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what happened there. This was originally red. That was originally blue because I rolled a 6 and a 6 and a 4. So increased the surge and I rolled a 4. So this drone did do its attack. I'll go with that. This one would have done its attack, which was equivalent to whatever happened here. And this one would have moved 1, 2, 3, 4. So, and then the Terminator. Okay, so all in all, nothing significant would have changed, but I'll have to review it and see how bad it was. Okay, so where was I? Okay, Guardian's sitting down. He's going to take a shot at this HK drone. He can shoot with 4. And that is enough to kill this HK8 drone. And then his last dice assignment is going to be against Terminator, and I hope for a really good roll too. So it ignores 1 and would take 2. So 1. Did he heal the last round? I think I forgot to heal him, right? Sorry, before I do that, wow, I'm really losing my marbles here. Sorry, guys. He heals all the way. So he takes 2, so he's back at staggered value 2. Okay, I think I am now up to speed and corrected here. Guardian's turn is over. We roll for reinforcements, and then we activate. Okay, Surge goes up 1, and red enemy shows up at 2. Okay, and now we activate. So let's start with this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's going to do 2 shots on Kyle. Oh, and Kyle's down. Kyle is down. And then the drone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And shoots John. John uses his special to ignore 1 wound. I think I should have left John out here instead. Okay. And that is it. That ends the round. That ends the round. Okay, we clearly have to start with John first. And we're going to see how far we can get with this. Okay. Okay, so John is going to start, and we're going to roll. And before I forget, Terminator gets to move, right? Because no, that was his attack. That was his attack. And did he heal? He heals. He has to heal. He heals 4, so he's back to 0. My goodness, guys, I'm losing losing the order of things. Where's that turn sequence? There's my turn sequence card. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to refer to that. It's been a long week. Okay, so John's gonna go first, obviously. I am okay with this. I'm okay with this. Okay, first thing we want to do is let's move in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get the Guardian up. So I'm going to move 4. I'm going to move adjacent to the Guardian, right? 1, 2. Sorry, I'm right here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, no, I can be right here. I'd be adjacent to both of them. Okay. Second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a rest action to get the Guardian up, and I remove 1 wound from him. I don't have a second rest, but that's okay because the Guardian can rescue Kyle. I want to keep him down so we can get him in there. The next thing I'm going to do, I mean, I could have rescued the Kyle instead and moved him in, and then I have to count that as a round, right? But I think I'll skip that. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to use my machine gun. Sorry, this was a dice roll of 5. I'm going to use my machine gun on the Terminator. I'm going to use my machine gun on the Terminator. I'm rolling for 4, and because I'm assigning a dice value of 5, I get to use it again. Oh, it doesn't get any better than this. This is a fantastic roll because John has a bunch of benefit out of this. So, when attacking, your attacks deal an extra wound. I think I forgot to re-roll some of those. I could have re-rolled. Oh well, that's okay. When attacking, your attacks deal an extra wound. I can re-roll 1 Terminator result, and I can ignore 1 Terminator result, and I don't need to ignore anything here. Okay, so that means that these each count as 2, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 hits. I ignore, the T-1000 ignores 1. That's 6 hits, all in 1 shot. He gets knocked back, and the T-1000 is down. And now I can make a second attack, which honestly, I think I'm going to attack. Do I have what's my range? 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is within range. Okay, I want him out of there. So I'm going to attack that T-72, and that's enough. So the T-72 is gone. And then I still have 1 dice left, in which case I can adjacent? No, that's not going to work for me. I'm going to use my flamethrower on, because this is in the same zone, on this guy. So I'm going to roll 2. I just have to hope for 1, and that's 1. So that one's gone. Okay. Okay. I think we're all right. So now we roll for reinforcements. Yes. Rank. My last rank token on his sergeant class. I better not roll 2 6s again. I'm gonna shake it a little longer. Oh gosh. Okay, so that's 1. You know what? No, okay, that's okay. So I increased Surge 3. Surge 3 and then Entrance 3, and I'm using a blue. Get it here. Okay, so HK8 drone. Okay, good, good, good. Activate. So this one's gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This one's gonna move 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't have anybody in line of sight. T1000 is gonna get up, and he's going to heal 3, so he's at stagger value 3. And that ended the round. No, wait, that did not end the round. It's the Guardian's turn, and he is awake. He is up. This is good. Okay, so here we go. Okay, not great. Not great at all. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my rest action to get Kyle up. The second thing I'm going to do is I do want to take care of this one. So I'm going to move... actually, you know what? Before I do that, I'm going to use my advanced med kit. On your turn, discard this card to remove all wounds from yourself or an adjacent character, or discard this card to rescue a down character and remove all their wounds. I need everything that the Guardian can give me, so I'm going to heal him 100%. All the wounds are gone. He is fit and ready to rock and roll with this T1000. So for me, what I'm going to do is 1, 2, 3, 4. If I move here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Let's start with this. We're going to move 1 so that we're over here. We're going to use this one to shoot the Terminator, the T1000 with 4, ignoring 2 Terminator faces. Oh, that's beautiful. So I ignore the T1000 ignores one of them, so that's 5, and he gets bumped back and he's stunned because it's over there. And then my last one is going to be a shot against that T72. That one jumped, but doesn't really matter. It's more than enough because it's 3 that I need. So this one's gone. Okay, okay. I could have commanded Kyle in, and that would have actually helped us, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll be all right. I think we're going to be okay. So as soon as Kyle gets in there, we have to last 3 rounds. Let me just double check the rules on that. He has to be in the time machine for 3 consecutive rounds. Okay. Okay. So that ends the Guardian's turn. So his turn is finished, which means it is a reinforcement roll, and I better not get a 6. Okay. 2 and a 3. Okay. Okay, so now we activate. Drone moves in, 1, 2, 3, and it's going to do attack on John. John gets to use a special, ignores 1 wound. This one's going to move 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Doesn't have anyone with the line of sight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, none with line of sight. 1, 2, 3, 4. And T1000 gets up and he heals 1, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stagger value of 2. Okay, so let's do this. We're gonna end the round. We're gonna collect our dice. Okay. John doesn't have any more rank tokens. Guardian still has a rank token. John has... so this is a special. So if I understand this correctly... let's see. There's something special about this, isn't there? Yes, right here on the T1000, wounds dealt by grenades and special weapons count as 2 hits. So the flamethrower is a special. I have a grenade that's special. It would count as 2 hits. Okay, so I think we should start with John. Or should I start with the Guardian? No, John. John's gonna go first. Here we go. Okay, and that is a decent roll. The first thing I want to do is I want to command Kyle. 1, 2, 3, 4. The first thing I'm going to do is command Kyle here. I'm going to have Kyle do one attack, or should he just, yeah, one attack, right? One attack or heal. Let's do a heal and then a move. So we're going to heal and then move. He is now in the time machine. This is the first round. So we're counting this as round number 1 because he is now in there. John is going to move 5. Has to be a range of 2. Darn. 2 consecutive rounds without going down. Okay, how about we do this then? Let's go ahead and does John have a line of sight? No, he does not have line of sight of this. He has no line of sight of that one, only this one. And he definitely does not have a line of sight of that one coming in. Okay, that's okay. Let's go with John moving in 5. 1, 2, 3. No, sorry. Before we do that, let's have John do his attack. Right? Okay, machine gun. Dice value 2. Machine gun. And we're going to shoot this one. Okay, so because of John's special, I can re-roll, and I can also ignore. So that's also enough. I think I misplayed that one at some point, I'm sure. So sorry about that. There's just a lot going on. Hard to keep track of everything. We're going to move in 5, because I want to be adjacent to the Terminator. 1, 2, or do I want to do something else first? Takes 2. 1, 2. 1 less 1 attack. But he can ignore 1 wound, and he's got body armor. I'll save it. Okay, I'm moving in 5. 1, 2, 3. And then for this one, I think I probably will save this in his special, because the Guardian is in the same zone as John. Because we know the Terminator is going to activate, and he's going to attack John. John still has his body armor, and he has enough wounds to hold him over. He needs to protect Kyle. Okay, I'm committing to that. Here we go. Rolling for reinforcements. It's a 4 over here, and we surge. So we surge, which means we take the next 4 in our line and start at 1, 2, and I don't have any rank tokens left, 3, and another 1 down here by Delta. Okay, so we reset this to 0. Now they all activate, of course. So let's just start with the drones. Let's start with this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is within range, and it's going to shoot the Guardian. Oh, come on. It shoots him for 2. I could use my last rank. I will use my last rank on that one for the Guardian because I don't want him out. Oh, and it's 2 again. Clearly, Skynet does not want me to activate this time machine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No one in sight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this T-800 at the top at Alpha entrance is going to attack the Guardian, and a total miss. Thank you. This one's going to move in 1 and also attack the Guardian, and it is a hit. on the Guardian. Now, John is not in the same zone. Oh, no, actually he could. He is in the same zone. He could use it, but I think he's going to need it with the Terminator. So we'll leave that. And then this one's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then now we activate the Terminator. Now I get to choose because he is adjacent to both John and Kyle. And so I will choose John. He gets an extra hit value, and he's going to attack with 2. Okay, so this would be 2. John can use his special to avoid 1 wound, and that means he takes 1, and that goes to his body armor. Oh, okay. And now the T-1000 is going to heal. He's going to heal 1. He's at stagger value 1. And now it's the Guardian's turn. Oh, man. Okay, so we are not finished round 1 yet. So this is still round 1. So the first thing I want to do here is I also get John's dice because I'm in the same zone. So I'm going to spend this one to rest and heal 1 wound. I am going to... Guardian doesn't have a lot to go on here, so I'm going to use... let's see... 1, 2, 3, 4. So a lot of things not within range here. So I think the best thing would be... Let's do some damage on that T-1000. Right? So let's go ahead. Let's assign... let's assign another rest. So he's going to heal up another one. And then we're going to assign the 6 value. We're aiming for the T-1000. Yeah, in this case, I'm going to call it I can. Okay, so I get a hit. It ignores 1. And let's see, it has a reaction. After the defending against a range 1 attack, it's not range 1. That one suffers a wound. It doesn't. Okay. It's not a special weapon, so he's taking 2. 1, 2. And then, because I get to ignore this one actually. So, and then I'm going to assign another dice value to my plasma shotgun again for another shot on the Terminator. And this one's a bit better. I can ignore this one. And I get 3. That's enough. 1, 2, 3. It gets knocked back and it's stunned. Okay, so we just bought ourselves a little bit of time. Not bad. Okay, so this last dice face value, I cannot do anything other than move. But I don't need to move anywhere right now. And I don't have anyone adjacent to me. And, you know what? I'm going to use this on my interact. Okay. Oh, yeah. How about that? Oh, that is so funny. Okay, I'm going to use this on my interact. I can change my special pack rat. I get a 6 value. I can increase or decrease. I'm going to increase it to 6. I'm going to interact with the terminal, and I can blow those guys up. Is that right? A character can interact with either terminal using a 6 to overload one of the power conduits, B, C, or D. So the one I want to blow up would be this one because it'd be activated. It's B. So I blow this up. It's on the hex. This guy just blew up. I overloaded the circuit and blew it up. How about that? Okay. All right. So that ends the Guardian's turn. And now we roll for reinforcements. With my luck, I'll have 2 2s. Okay, so I get a 6, which increases the surge to 1, and a 3. And 3 is down here. I'm okay with that. So this one's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the Terminator, or T-1000, gets up, and it's going to heal 2. 1, 2. Okay, so that is the end of the first round. We still have 2 rounds left to keep Kyle alive while the time machine is spinning up. Coordinates punched into, I think it was what, 1980 something? 1984. And And that's it. Okay, so I think we're going to start with John. Where do I start with the Guardian? Because then he can wipe the floor with some of these guys. I can assign it to Kyle. The Terminator will go in. Or I start with John. And let's take a look here. Yeah, he would have range. He has a range 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, yeah, he does. So we have this one, and that one. If I use the flamethrower, I also damage Kyle, so I cannot do that. If I throw the grenade, darn it. I need to track how many rounds this has been, just in case. So this is round 1. So let's go with John. Let's go with John. I'm gonna start with John, and I'm gonna tell you why in a minute. Here we go. We're gonna go with John, and that's okay. First thing I want to do is I'm gonna use Kyle to shoot that drone. I mean, he's in the time machine, but I can still use him. And he's going to shoot 3 on that drone. And that's more than enough. This drone is gone. That was one action. I am going to assign this 5 to my machine gun. And I get to do 2 attacks. So I'm going to target the T-1000 first. Okay, so he ignores 1 and takes 2. That's enough. He is stunned again. And then I get to target another one, which I will target the endo up there, because I have that range and I have line of sight. And that's more than enough to take him out. And then the last thing I want to do is I'm going to put this in my special, because I want the Guardian to have it. And yeah, I think we'll do it. Or should I do it the other way? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it would be equal to the grenade's token, hex, or adjacent hexes. Takes 2 wounds. I think I want to help the Guardian out. So I'm going to assign this to the HE grenade. I'm putting the grenade right here because it's within 5 range. And then I roll this dice and add 1 to the result. I get 6 to that result. So the result is 6, and I can choose that number of enemies equal to the result in the grenade token's hex or adjacent hexes. So this one deals 2 wounds, and that's killed. And then my last, so I discard the HE grenade, that's no longer in use. My last dice I will put here in the special. Okay, so now we're rolling for reinforcements. It is a 1 and a 3. So 1 is all the way up here, 3 is all the way down here, and now they're all going to activate. I think I may have missed this activation down here, but that's okay. Let's start down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and it's going to do an attack on the Guardian, and it's a miss. This one's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's going to attack the Guardian. It is also a miss. And this one's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, attack the Guardian. It is a miss. 1, 2, 3, 4, and no line of sight. Ooh, okay, T-1000 gets up. He's going to heal. He heals 3. He's dagger value 3. Guardian's roll. Okay, well, I don't really have much of a choice here. That's all I get. And plus I get John's dice. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use John's dice to rest. So the Guardian is full health. The second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move in. Oh no, I don't want to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gosh. I move in 2 so I can shoot the Terminator. We gotta protect Kyle. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Attacking with the 4. Sorry, attacking with my shotgun. Plasma shotgun, I get to ignore 2 Terminator results. Oh, that's okay. It ignores 1. So it takes 3. 1, 2, 3. It gets knocked back. It has nowhere to go, so it gets stunned. Perfect. And then I still have 2 more dice. I'm going to do another attack on this drone here. Oh, it avoids 1, right? No. Yes, it avoids 1. No, I can ignore 2. Yeah, so it takes 2. Yeah, okay. I feel like I've been playing a few of these wrong. Now that my mind is becoming a bit more nimble now. Okay, and I have 1 dice left, which I really can't do anything with, but I am beside there. I can't really do anything. So this can't be done. I could move, which I think I will do. I will move once again, and I will move back here, back to my position, because I want to draw their attention. The Guardian's going to sacrifice himself. Okay, that's it. So now we're rolling for reinforcements. It's a 1 and a 5, so there's no 5, so just a 1, which is all the way over here. And then they activate. So this one's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out of range. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's attacking the Guardian for 2. And the Guardian can ignore that. Perfect. And that's it. This T-1000 is going to get up. He heals 3. He's back to staggered value 3. And that is the end of the second round. Kyle is still alive. Okay. End of the round. We reclaim our dice. I think we're going to do that again. Let's start with John. Let's start with John. Let's see, where is this one? Start with John, and then if we can stagger the T-1000, that might be helpful. Okay, let's start with John. Okay, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to attack with the machine gun on the Terminator for 4. Okay, not great. I get 1. I can ignore. Sorry, I can re-roll one of these. I can re-roll. Okay, that's even better. And then I can ignore 1. So I ignore that. So I get an extra bonus for these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it ignores 1. So it takes 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's down again. Perfect. John is going to move 3. 1, 2, 3. He's going to move right here. I'm going to assign this to Kyle. Kyle's going to shoot, hopefully get that drone out of the way. And it dodged. That's okay. And now as my last dice, I assign to my flamethrower to these 2 in the zone. The Guardian is not in that zone, so I'm going to roll 2. Oh, no! Oh, and I don't have any more rank tokens. Darn, I was hoping to blast them out of there. Okay. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Okay, now we're done John's turn. We're going to roll for reinforcements. We get a 2 and a 4. A 2 is over here, and a 4 is down here. Okay, this is going to get messy. Let's start with over here. So we're going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one definitely, yes, it has range of the Guardian. So it's going to shoot using 2. and the Guardian takes 1. John can't use his ability because the Guardian is not in the same zone. So this one's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. No one's in range. This one's going to shoot 2 on the Guardian. Okay, Guardian gets to ignore that one. This one's going to shoot on the Guardian. And Guardian's going to take another one. And then this one's going to move 1, has line of sight of John. John's got body armor, which is okay. And John will take that, and he loses his body armor now. And this one's going to move 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not line of sight. We've moved all of them. T-1000 gets up and rolls to heal. And it's going to roll. Yeah, it's going to only heal 1. Okay. Okay. So now it's the Guardian's turn. Okay, the Guardian rolls. Not bad. Okay, so we've got... Okay, so first we're going to use this 5 to attack the Terminator. No, we can't. We're going to move. We're going to move in 3. We're going to move in 3. 1, 2, right here. The 5 we assign to our plasma shotgun for 4. We just need to hit it once. And that's enough because it avoids 1. So it takes 3. It gets knocked back and staggered and stunned. Awesome. And then I'm going to use another shoot action on this drone over here. Sorry, that's the wrong dice. And that's 4 on the HK8 drone. And that is more than enough as well. So this HK8 drone is gone. And let's see now what's left. I got 1 dice left, which I'm going to use to rest 1 more time. Okay, because I can't do another attack. Okay, now it's roll for reinforcements. It is a 5 and a 4. There's no 5, but there is a 4 all the way down here. Okay, so we're just going to start with this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the Guardian is within range of this T-800. It's going to shoot him. He gets to ignore that for his ability. This one's going to move in 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not in range of anything. Then this HK drone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. T-1000 gets up. Heals 5. So he's staggered value 1. End of round 3. Oh, not yet. Actually, we have to read it. Okay. So let's see. So depending on the ending and which objective you achieved. So we did not destroy the T-1000. Instead, Kyle Reese successfully used the time machine. We fought off the waves of the Endos and the T-1000, buying enough time for Kyle to step into the reactivated time machine. I risked glancing over while laying down fire with my plasma rifle. Our eyes met. He nodded at me. Despite our overwhelming victory against Skynet, there had been little time to celebrate. He now knew that everything we were fighting for here depended on him. If he didn't go back to find and protect Sarah, our war would be over before it began. I knew I'd chosen the right person for the job for several reasons. The machine activated, the blue-white light rising around him as the metal ring began spinning. For a brief moment, I wondered what it felt like to time travel, to go back and see my mother before this nightmare ever began. I wouldn't ever get that chance, but Kyle would. I just hoped he would make the most of his opportunity. With a blinding flash, Kyle disappeared, torn from our reality and hurled back to 1984. His next mission was just the beginning, as was ours. And I think that's it. Yes. Okay, so there you go. That is the end of Mission 7. We assisted in getting Kyle into the time machine chamber. He was spinning around. I believe he had to be naked, and back to 1984 to protect Sarah Connor so that John could be born to lead the resistance in his fight and crusade against Skynet. Wow. Guys, I gotta tell you, this was a great campaign, and I don't know if you've been following me through every single mission. First of all, thanks for doing that. I know these are almost an hour and a half long sessions, and I gotta say, this was quite an immersive story. I loved it. I didn't win everyone, but I'm glad that I pushed on to each mission in this campaign. A lot of different surprises, the T-1000, the Flamer, the Commander, just adding that twist and the excitement and tension of having these endos coming. Look at they're moving in. I think trying to find that right balance of what class you want your character to have, what would best benefit them, making sure that you've got the right equipment and weapons. I'm really glad I didn't choose a sniper because everything for John, because everything is pretty much close quarters in here. It's not sort of an open area. So I'm glad I chose what he had. I'm glad he picked up the heavy machine gun. Awesome. I think all these factors play into such a great play of this game that I could easily say that if I were to do this all over again, which I'm not, but if I were to go through 7 missions all over again and make different choices, that could have a huge difference in the outcome. And I didn't even touch several of these waypoints, at least not that I know of. Yeah, I never touched this one. I never touched this one, I don't believe, because I never crossed this boundary. I did get to A, and that was it. And I only triggered the one that was over here. So we don't know what else would happen. And Echo was over here, and I believe this would be Golf. So again, as you randomize the waypoints that are face down, it could, again, change the outcome of the game or how it's played. And I like that randomness or adds to that replay value. And if I take a quick peek here, I don't know if I want to spoil it for you guys, so you might want to mute yourselves. But for Echo, we would have gotten a bonus of drawing some weapon cards. And if we hit Golf, it would have been something negative. We would have some more reinforcements coming in. And that could have prevented us from completing our mission. And I think if I hit Waypoint Charlie and Delta, the ones that were face up, Charlie looks like it's just flavor text. So just carrying on some of the narrative, which I think, again, is really cool about this game. So there you go. That was Mission 7, the Time Machine, and it was a success. I think probably at the very beginning, I played some incorrect abilities or roles. So I apologize for that. There is a lot to keep track of. You've got all the stats on your class cards for every character. You've got your weapon abilities and characteristics. You have your character card abilities. Then you have all the specifics for the enemy movement and the enemy surge and the T-1000 stagger and his abilities. In my mind, there's just a lot to keep track of, and so I probably missed a few. Very cool that I can activate that terminal to blow up that one power conduit. I think I didn't even think to realize, I was so focused on trying to use it against the T-1000, I didn't think that, yeah, the endos cross that line too, so they might actually land on it and I could time it right. So I'm really happy. Again, Terminator Genisys Rise of the Resistance board game, I think, is a really great board game. I don't think I don't know how much public knowledge there is of this game, because I think, again, going back to the way the Kickstarter just didn't come through for a lot of people. But I really like this game, and I can easily see myself bringing this game to the table when I feel like a immersive story and campaign. There is quite a bit to the setup. It takes a lot of table space. The map is huge, and obviously when I'm filming, I'm even running out of space, and all the other equipment cards and reference cards that you have on the board. It does take up a lot of space. That's the one thing I have to say about this. But the overall experience, I think, was just really great. And glad that you guys could join me. And again, even for my other videos, the subscribers that I have, and for people just so happen to pass by my channel and watch the videos, I really hope that you enjoy it, and I really hope that you enjoyed this this campaign of Terminator. So thanks once again for joining me, and until next time, stay bored.